What's going on YouTube? So the Hyundai Palisade really took the family three-row market by storm, and especially with its fully loaded calligraphy trim level.
But there was always something missing about the calligraphy trim level. It had a lot of chrome elements, but some of you guys want a dark side.
And that's exactly what you're getting today with this all-new Calligraphy Night Edition, the fully blacked out and fully loaded model. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's take a look under the hood real fast before we get into these exterior changes. Even though this is the meanest looking Palisade, it does not have any powertrain adjustments. It's still gonna be the 3.8 liter V6 engine with 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque.
You have an 8-speed automatic transmission, front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and as far as your all-wheel drive fuel economy, it's sitting at 21 miles a gallon combined.
All right, it's time. Let's close up the hood and take a look at this exterior.
Woo, it's hot, Drew.
Now, when Hyundai extensively refreshed this Palisade in 2023, they actually made a lot of the trim levels come with a black grille. But if you wanted the fully loaded calligraphy model, you were gonna be hung with the really blingy and flashy chrome grille. Now, a lot of you guys, like Mason said at the beginning, kind of wanted something a little bit more subtle or a little bit more mean looking, and that's exactly what you get with this Night Edition because we have the fully black grille. As you can see, all of this is going to be finished in this nice gloss black, including the blacked out emblem. So really the only contrast up here in the front is going to be our headlight units. Speaking of the headlights, let's take a look at them. As you can see, you've got that unique design where your turn signal indicator is up here. You have the waterfall effect daytime running light that flows all the way down through here. And then you've got those stacked projector LED headlights. Now, as we move around to the rear design, guess what? There's black things back here.
Yeah, indeed there are. Now, I do want to just go ahead and start with the taillights because that's something we do in all of our Car Confections reviews. And we'll see if all the elements are LED before we get into the special Night Edition elements. So we do have an LED brake light portion, LED turn signal indicator, and then our reverse lights are going to be down here, and that's going to be incandescent. So 2 out of 3 elements as LED. Now, one thing that I do want to point out, Night Edition is actually going to give you this special darkened piece next to the taillight. The regular calligraphy has a lighter color silver finish. I like this color a lot better. Additionally, all of your Palisade branding as well as your Hyundai branding is going to be completely blacked out for that sleek, cool look. Now down here at the bottom, lower diffuser, once again, blacked out, except for exposed exhaust outlets. Those are going to actually remain chrome finish. I don't hate the way that looks, but I do not like the fact that 2 is on one side. I wish they'd make it a little bit more symmetrical. As far as your tow rating is concerned, it's 5,000 pounds.
Now today's tester looks really stealthy, but you also have one additional option on the Black Edition in terms of exterior colors, and that is a white. So you can have that kind of stormtrooper contrast look, or you can go for this fully stealthy design. One of the things that you have added with this Night Edition is going to be the blacked out wheels. These, of course, are the same design as you get on just the calligraphy trim level with the multi-spoke, but fully blacked out. Moving up here to the mirrors, you continue to have that unique design for the turn signal indicators. You've got most of the features, although Palisades do not have power folding on any models.
Now, as with the rest of the exterior design, you are going to get some blacked out elements for the calligraphy model, including your roof rails up top. There is a splash of light, though, because we have our chrome trim actually going around the windows still on this Night Edition. You would think it wouldn't look very good, but here in person, I really just like the way this overall looks. So I definitely don't have many complaints when it comes to that. 196.7 inches long is how long every Palisade model is. And as far as your safety systems are concerned, you're going to get all 4 active safety features as standard equipment on every single Palisade model. And for this fully loaded calligraphy, you're also going to have Highway Drive Assist 2.0. But guys, there's some Night Edition changes on the inside, so let's check those out. But before, if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
Now let's check out the interior. As far as the key fob, we do have that typical Hyundai key fob, fully loaded features including your smart park. And let's take a look at the inside. Now you're probably thinking, all right, Drew, now you're gonna show me the black interior. Well, that's not actually all the changes. We do have some important differences, and I can really get to those differences right from the start. Yes, first of all, black edition, or the black night, black edition, night edition, nightshade model. Now, first of all, the night edition does come with only a black interior, but one thing you're gonna see is even though this is a calligraphy model, we have taken out the Napa leather and substituted it in for a full Alcantara seat. So we have this kind of suede material that's going to replace that. Take of that as you will. I would think I would probably prefer the leather, but I will say that the ventilation works really well, so this is not gonna make you feel too hot overall. As far as the seats themselves, we have a ton of adjustments, just like any calligraphy model, including massaging. But let's go ahead and climb inside. Now, as a calligraphy model, you do have the best materials in the Palisade lineup. So we'll take a look over here at the door trim. Full leather covering. We have the quilted leather through the center section. Since this is a dark interior, we have the piano black trim running through there. All the upper dash, of course, is going to be soft touch. We do have more of that trim through the center section. We have a kind of smoked finish here on this faux aluminum though, which is a little bit different for the night edition. And then of course you have the leather running along the console. But let's go ahead, fire it up. Now this review is focused on the Calligraphy Night Edition, and we do have a full in-depth review already on the channel where we go through all the individual features and which trim levels they're on. That's kind of our signature thing, and you can go check out that review if you really want to break down which trim to get. But as far as people here interested in this Calligraphy Night Edition, let's run through some of the highlights of this interior because it is very luxurious, as we've already pointed out. It's also very high-tech, so we have things like our full digital gauge cluster here. This calligraphy version will also come with the blind spot camera system. You have this dark finish steering wheel, which I think looks quite nice with the little silver accenting through there and on the buttons. It is going to be manual tilt telescope, and it's going to have heating, of course. Storage is a big thing with the Palisade though, so just like any version of the Palisade, tons of interior space. Check out how giant that center console is. And then when I push this button and roll that back, you have this really versatile space where you can have your cup holders, or you can actually fold those in, stick anything you want in there just like that. You have the wireless phone charging pad, and then you've got this giant center pass through here. So you really have a lot of different places where you can stick all the extra objects you have, you and your family. Now, as far as your shifter here, it is electronic. When you go into reverse, 360 camera is going to be on board, but not even just a regular 360 camera. You've got the fancy 3D spinning 360 camera, just like a Genesis product. Over here is going to be your drive mode controllers. This Calligraphy Night Edition does come standard with all-wheel drive. You also find your 3-stage heated seats as well as your 3-stage ventilation. Like I said, it does work pretty well on this model. Climate controls up here. You're gonna have 3 zones of automatic climate adjustment. This is actually a touch screen, but it's very responsive there in the center. And as far as our sound system, you do have the same advanced Harman Kardon sound system. And one thing I really love is that you still have the metal speaker grills, and they really kind of pop in this black cabin. Up top here, we've got our 12.3-inch display. Nothing's really new on this for 2024, so it has built-in navigation, but as far as Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, those are going to continue to be a wired connection for now. That might be something that Hyundai changes perhaps next year, but as of now, it is a wired connection. Finally, up top here, you're going to have a digital camera rear view mirror. Cut out all those back obstructions. We're still going to have the nice black Alcantara headliner, which feels very luxurious. And I can go ahead and open up both the front panel of the sunroof, and we also have that secondary panel for the people in the back. That one doesn't open up, but it does have a nice big piece of glass.
Now here in the rear area with the Night Edition model, you're going to have these same space figure as you would with any Palisade, so about 42 inches of rear legroom, 40 inches of headroom, so really a lot of space with this model. This is going to be larger than the vast majority of vehicles in this segment, so certainly a big benefit. I'm 5'9" for reference, and as you can see with the seat adjusted to Drew, I still have probably close to a foot of space. Now, as far as the features are concerned, I do want to mention a few things. So here with this Night Edition model, since it's fully loaded, we get the captain's chairs. Additionally, they're going to be finished in the same Alcantara as in the front, and you are also going to get the wing style headrest as you would with any Palisade Calligraphy, which is incredibly comfortable, just like an airplane seat. Now here in the center, we do also have all the goodies. So we have our own temperature adjustments. We also have heated and ventilated second row seats. Dropping down below that, a 12-volt outlet, household style outlet, 2 USB ports, 1 in each seat back. Then up here on the ceiling, we have our vents, we have some lighting, we also have our own moonroof as well, and then the door trim is going to be nicely finished as well. We have rear window sunshades, really nice quilted design going through here, 2 cup holders in the front portion, and then even more bottle storage down in the very bottom. So your kids are going to be treated like kings in the rear of this Palisade. And now let's check out the third row. In order to get back here, Hyundai's made it very easy. Just press that button right there. That will electronically slide the seat out of the way so you can easily get here in the third row. Now, as far as the third row itself is concerned, we're going to have a very nice one. We're sitting at 31 inches of legroom, about 38 inches of headroom. Very good space figures for the segment. It's one of the biggest in the entire segment. Our thigh support is very nicely done here, and my feet can slide up underneath the seat. Now, as far as some Night Edition specific things, this whole rear seat is covered in the Alcantara finish, even here in the third row. And then over here on the side, we have some nice features. So we have our power adjustment, so we can fully recline the third row seats for additional comfort. We also have heated third row seats. Lord, we do not need them on a 95-degree day like this, but it is nice for the winter and for those of you in colder climates. We also have a USB port as well as vents out of the ceiling. And let's check out the cargo area. As you would expect out of a fully loaded model, you're going to have a power tailgate. It does also have the hands-free ability as well. And as far as the space is concerned back here, just like any Palisade, 18 cubic feet behind the third row seats. If we power fold those down, that is standard on the Night Edition, by the way, we're going to have 46 cubic feet of cargo capacity. And if we electronically fold down the second row seats, we're going to have 86 cubic feet as a maximum cargo capacity. That's more than most of the rivals, that's for sure. The only one that really beats it would be the Honda Pilot, which only comes in about a half a cubic foot more than this Palisade. Now, I did bring my tape measure here so we can measure from the front seat to the rear of the cargo area and get those measures for you. We're sitting at 87 inches of overall length. And then as far as the width of the cargo area in the Palisade, we are sitting at 44 inches wide. So you're definitely going to be able to fit a lot of really wide and long items in the Palisade. Additionally, up underneath of the floor, you have quite a bit of underfloor storage, which is really quite nice. Well guys, here we are behind the wheel of the 2024 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy Night Edition. And in this test drive, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, including getting our sound level reading. But first, let's start with hard acceleration.
Now, of course, we're going uphill, but power is pretty plentiful from this 3.8 liter V6 engine. Now, of course, as you'd expect, adding some black elements to the exterior doesn't make this faster when it has the same engine, of course. So you still have the 291 horsepower on board.
Yeah, and power delivery is just so smooth with this 3.8 liter V6. You know, that's one of the really great things about having a V6 as compared to a lot of the rivals which are switching to turbo 4 cylinders, is that you have that really nice level of refinement. And, you know, it's definitely a very competitive power figure, so it's going to get you up to speed perfectly fine.
As far as your other elements of the powertrain, you do have an 8-speed automatic transmission. Nice and smooth, just like all the other times we've sampled the Palisade model. One thing to note that's different about the Calligraphy Night Edition is that it's all-wheel drive exclusive, so you can't choose front-wheel drive like you can on all the rest of the trim levels.
Yeah. And while we're going 55 miles an hour, I do want to just go ahead and dive into our signature sound level reading for this Calligraphy Night Edition. Now, we went ahead and put the fan speed on 1. We're sitting at 56.4 decibels as our official sound level reading, going 55 miles per hour. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go to carconfections.com, because on there we've actually tested out really this vehicle's all of its main competitors, and we've compiled all of those competitors and their sound level readings and put it on our website. So you can actually go through there, see the quietest options in the segment, the loudest options, see how this vehicle is going to compare to that. And as far as how that compares, that does land it pretty much in the middle of the segment. It tested very similarly to the other Palisade Calligraphy models that we've sampled out, as you would expect. The Night Edition doesn't really have anything to do with your sound deadening, but it certainly is a very quiet vehicle overall. Now, I do also want to talk about your ride quality for this model, because this Calligraphy Palisade is just a really great riding vehicle. We've actually sampled one out, not the Night Edition, but we sampled out a Calligraphy for a full week, and we were just continuously impressed with the ride quality. This vehicle truly rides like a luxury SUV would. You hit a bump, it does a great job of soaking it up, and may I add, these seats are very comfortable for the Calligraphy model.
And speaking of the seats, let's do today's slam dunk and airball. I'm actually going to start with the airball because that's going to be the seating material today. It's not that we have like a huge objection to this, but since you are talking about a calligraphy trim, this normally comes with just really beautiful, supple Napa leather. And in this case, the substitution for the suede seems a bit odd, because this is still a very luxurious SUV at the end of the day. And because of that, it's just a little weird to have the suede kind of like a sports car.
Yeah, and I also will say that for those of you that have families, I feel like the suede material would be a lot even harder to keep clean. So certainly I would rather them just have left this interior pretty much the same. Now, as far as our slam dunk is concerned, I will just say that this vehicle exists. The Night Edition model, I really believe a lot of American families were looking for. A lot of people are actually choosing this highest end version of the Palisade, the Calligraphy, because it's so luxurious, but also people wanted that darked out look that you're getting on a lot of the rivals. And now Hyundai has listened to the competition, or listened to the customers, and added that to the lineup, which I really just love that Hyundai listens to their customer feedback. And last thing here is your fuel economy. This vehicle is going to be coming in at 21 miles a gallon combined, because it is all-wheel drive exclusive. There is no hybrid version of the Palisade, so do keep that in mind. And as far as your warranty is concerned, it's going to be Hyundai's signature warranty, which is 3-year 36,000 miles for your basic, 5-year 60,000 miles for your powertrain. And you do also get 3 years of complimentary maintenance. Now, how much more is the Night Edition going to cost you? That's probably what you're really concerned about. And yes, it is going to be the highest in Palisade you can get. It slots in above the Calligraphy model. Now, the Calligraphy starts at $50,100. This does come standard with all-wheel drive. So as far as the price delta between an equivalent Calligraphy all-wheel drive to a Night all-wheel drive, you're going to be looking at about a $1,600 price premium for this Night Edition model. As far as how much this one cost as tested today, we're sitting at $55,150 with our destination charge included. But guys, if you're a smart shopper, the next place you're going to go to is carconfections.com/newcarquotes. Now on there we have a tool that will allow you to be connected with local dealers in your area to get you the best price on your new vehicle. Additionally, it will go ahead and send you invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealer negotiation. If you want to take advantage of those offers, go ahead and find the link in our video description. And guys, that's going to wrap up our in-depth review of the all-new 2024 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy Night Edition. If you enjoyed watching this video or found it helpful in your purchasing decisions on whether you're buying a Calligraphy or the new Night Edition model, we would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to get access to some of the newest cars on the market, including vehicles like this, and we'll be doing a lot of really cool cars that you won't want to miss out on. So please hit that subscribe button down below. If you're already a part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.